Hi, this is Mutazim with you. Today in this example, we are going to show you how to use if statement in different ways. There is a few types of if statement, if else statement, and if else if statement, and finally nested if else statement. We are going to take an example or two for each type of them, and also you can find some more examples in the presentation. So the first one is if statement. So the example here is if x equals 0, print x equals 0. So it's the simplest one. So we said if open bracket x equal 0, and we open curly bracket. When we press enter, the close curly bracket will be created. Notice there is x, there is a red line under x. We are going to come back to that. If x equals 0, print what? Print x equals 0. So the printing statement is, as you know, is system dot out dot print ln and say x equal 0. All right, we go to the end and put semicolon. Now, why we have this error? Because we didn't create this variable before, right? So I can create this variable by saying integer x and give it a value. But for this example, we are gonna try to ask the user to input x value, all right? So to do that, we need an object from scanner class. So scanner, as we saw in the previous example, a scanner, this object is gonna read an integer, so I'm gonna call it integer scanner equal using new scanner system dot n and to the end semicolon. Right, so we create an object from scanner class. Now we need to create a variable from integer type. We are going to call it x equal, and we are going to assign the user input in this variable saying integer scanner. All right, a scanner, integer scanner we are going to use a method to read the integer the user integer input. So we are going to use next integer and semicolon. Now we create the variable and we have a new error here. What is it? He said cannot convert from integer to boolean because we are using just equal. So we are going to use double equal to compare between an integer and given a boolean value for this condition, because if this is a true, then print this. That's the statement. What if statement saying if this condition is a true, x equals 0, then print x equals 0. And now if we save and play and enter something like if we enter 0, it should print x equals 0. But if we run that again and enter something like 3, enter nothing, because we didn't discuss this situation with this in this program, right? Now we have a yellow line here. Just remember to close the scanner. So I'm gonna go to the end and say integer scanner dot close. Just don't forget that. Now this is the first example. The second example in if statement we are gonna try. He said if x less or greater than 0, print x is not equal to 0. Right, so basically we are gonna use if statement open bracket x greater than 0, less or greater. So it's less or greater. It's not less or equal, right? It's less or greater. So I'm gonna say less than 0 or greater. You can use this to present or x greater than 0, then open curly bracket, enter if x less than 0 or x greater than 0, system dot print ln and say x is not equal to 0. All right, now to the end, semicolon, save system. All right, save, run that, enter a value such as 3. It's not equal to 0. Now to identify which one we are using, which if is working, which if is executed. So I'm gonna say the first if, saying f1 semicolon, colon, and then f2 colon again. So when I run this and put any value, f2x is not equal to 0 because the first one for equal to 0. Now if I said 0, f1x equal 0, just to identify which print statement is working or executed for this case, right? That's another example. The third example is if x less than 30 or greater than 80, print x is an outlier, all right? We don't really need to do that. It's the same one like this one here.